Okay, today is October the 6th, 2015. We're watching the Northeast Pacific Water Vapor Loop, and we're watching Hurricane Oho right near the Hawaiian Islands. And this storm is generating 85-mile-per-hour winds. The storm is moving north east at 22 miles per hour, and it has a very large moisture field that's moving right towards the west coast. And in preparation for all this moisture, the people running these transmitters have engineered a offshore high pressure cell right here, and we can see that right next to this spinning low. And so what they want to do is to they are talking about generating uh, Santa Ana winds, which are offshore winds. And the way they're going to do this is they're going to place high pressure right here, right next to this low pressure, and that will generate a lot of wind down this way right through Southern California, and that also helps to block a lot of this incoming weather here. So that will assist this already built-in high pressure. We've got a lot of moisture coming in. This could bring a lot of rain, but unfortunately these planes are out spraying aerosols all through this entire moisture field. And let's go take a look at that right now over here on the this is the SSEC geostationary satellite right here, and we can see uh, California right here, and here's that spinning low. All right, now all through here and all through this area, mainly right here, is all chemtrailed. That's all aerosols, chemical chemtrail aerosols all through this entire area. So the people flying these jets are probably getting overtime pay for their work because there's a lot of work to do. We can see all these streaks all through here. All right, now let's go back to the other map here. Let's go to the here's the infrared loop. We can see quite a bit of moisture here. We've got a disturbance down here off of Mexico that has I believe a 20% chance of hurricane formation in 2 or 3 days, so we'll keep an eye on that. But the main thing now, the goal is to keep the rain out of California. They're building high pressure right here to redirect this flow up and around over into Canada. But this low right here, they're forecasting may come back down and around and back in this way. But I'll have to see that to believe it. It's hard to say what's going to happen. Here is Hawaii right here, and this is Hurricane Oho. And Hurricane Oho is being hit by a transmitter. We can see a blast pattern all the way around the edge of that storm. We can see a real clean blast pattern. And also all the way out here, we can see the evidence of a blast pattern right here, all along here. And we see that high pressure right here to protect the islands. This always happens during a hurricane. They managed to put high pressure right over Hawaii. That protects it from the storm. Let's look at this in this is the infrared loop. We can see a blast, a shock wave coming right out of that core right there. Okay, so they are throttling this system back. They're maintaining 85-mile-per-hour winds. These waters through here are around 83 degrees, 82, 83, somewhere in there. All right, let's move on. This is the western United States water vapor loop. And we can see this Gale right here. They've got a transmitter on that to weaken the core. And we have this flow from Hurricane Oho moving right towards the west coast. Most of that's going into Oregon and Washington and Vancouver. So the goal is to install high pressure right here. And that's how they're going to generate the Santa Ana wind event right here. We're going to get strong winds from this counterclockwise spinning low and a high pressure right here going clockwise. So that's going to be a little bit tough with all this moisture, but they can pull it off. I'm sure they were able to push a hurricane over on the East Coast out to sea. They parked that for 3 days and then they moved it out. So we'll have to wait and see what they do. But this is all laced with chemtrails. So this will dissipate and then we'll have high pressure right here. Okay, here's the infrared loop. We can see the magnitude of that moisture field. And we have that low there, spinning low, upper level. Okay, let's look at some of these pressure maps. This is the 500 millibar map. I have low out here. Actually have a jet stream flow right over the top of this moisture field here, which is just shooting that right into the west coast. Got this trough here, and we have a low pressure right here. This is that mid and upper level low. All right. Okay, let's take a look at the 500 millibar. We've got that low here, and right here there's some interesting looking features here. They must be applying heat to this because this was not here about 2 hours ago. So they're applying, they've got a transmitter on this because this is returning some strange ridges on the top here. So they are probably hitting that with a transmitter to break that down. Okay, let's take a look at the, that's the 300 millibar. And here's the jet stream. We see the main flow right here on top of that moisture field from Hawaii. The hurricane is down here, and we have that counterclockwise movement here. Okay, so let's go on and look at the, this is the East Coast. Let's just take a quick look. For now, the East Coast is looking okay. This hurricane has moved clear out of the way. It's headed on to Europe and the UK, I guess. We've got another something here trying to spin. That has a HARP transmitter on it. We can see that dark area right there. Okay, okay, here's the Southwest United States. We've got California here. We have Arizona, New Mexico, and here's that spinning upper level low pressure. And that still has a lot of moisture in it. And right here, we can see chemtrails all through this field. So by tomorrow morning when we get up, we're going to have a lot of crap in the skies to look at. We just had 2 really nice days of weather. We had a ½ inch of rain in Los Angeles on the 4th and the 5th. The barometric pressure is rising currently. It's 30.03. The humidity right now is 85%. So they've got a lot of work to do before they get these winds going. All right, so let's look at this same view in the infrared loop. And we can see here that there's not a whole lot of water vapor and rain. Out here in the eastern desert communities, we see that there is some precipitation, but not much. Okay, here's the surface pressure map, and this is that developing Gale right here, the 994 millibar core pressure. All right, so this is what they're blocking with the high pressure, this thing here, and also that moisture field from Hurricane Oho right here. So they've got highs all over the place here to keep this thing at bay. All right, this is Hurricane Oho. The data on that, we're looking at 85 mile per hour winds, still moving at 22 miles per hour to the northeast with a pressure of 976 millibars. Okay, so that's pretty much it. There's just nothing but chemical aerosols all through here, and that's going to really make things rotten for tomorrow. We had really nice weather the last couple of days, last 3 days actually, and so this is how they deal with incoming weather: is they just spray it and use HARP transmitters to re-steer the weather. So that's basically it for today. We'll go ahead and do an update tomorrow.